Hello everyone, it's Darkseeker here again. Welcome back for another video, back onto Wild Mode. I do apologise, I know you've seen this deck in action before. I think this must be my third or fourth video featuring this particular deck, but every season I've got to roll it out. Now the last time I showcased this deck, I think in the title of the video I'd said, forget about the Flamewaker, it's all about Antonidas, because you saw some insane Antonidas value. Well, in this video, hey, it's all about the Flamewaker. Forget about Antonidas. So sort of the opposite here. So yeah, we're going to showcase a couple of games. One short game, one longer game, and just proving that Tempo Mage is still effective in the Wild Mode ladder, all because of that one card right there, the Flamewaker. So, without any further ado, let's have a look at this deck in action on the Wild Mode ladder. Okay, going up against a Mage. Now, heading into our turn 8, look at our hand. And we've got to make a decision. Is it time to play the Flamewaker? When you've got zero cost spells, it always is. Just debating here. I think you play the Apprentice because it cheapens everything else. We have 3 mana to play. We can fireball his face, which feels really good. Another spell. Another spell. Why not? Because we can pop the block here. And there goes the block. Popped. Quite nicely there. So, popped on his turn 8, heading into turn 9. Presumably he's got a Doomsayer here. No, another block, probably. No Doomsayer. Okay. So we were going up against what appeared to be some kind of a freeze/secrets mage. But now that both blocks have been played, his chances of winning are slim to none. Alex Straza to his own face doesn't help. And that does nothing. He's just showing off. So, what does this clip highlight? A very timely Flamewaker turn can just win you the game. Feels good. Okay, this game against a rogue. Now, Primordial Glyph is a broken card. It's a brilliant card. Just the cheapened cost of the spell that you get. It just has insane synergy with Flamewaker, with Antonidas. So yeah, I love Primordial Glyph. I think it's brilliant. So just keeping one copy of it in hand. Seeing the Scientist is good news too. Okay, now, his turn 1 is in play, and the fact that he's not snap played the quest would suggest that it's not Quest Rogue. And it's probably going to be Miracle Rogue. However, on Wild Mode, I have come across a few Death Rattle Rogues. He's obviously thinking very carefully about what he's going to do on this turn. I'm not sure why, but obviously he's got lots of choices in his hand. Or not. So yeah, my choice next turn will be between the Apprentice and the Scientist. There's a second Scientist, so it has to be the Scientist. We want to get out a secret relatively quickly, I think. There are some reasonable secrets in this deck. Let's see what happens here. Once again, thinking very carefully, it must be Miracle Rogue.
So many options.
Yeah, so many options. If he just ends up hero powering and passing here, I'll be quite annoyed. Feels like I'm playing against Life Coach here. Just roping every single turn away. Do you know, the fact that that took so long makes me think that he's got spells in hand that he could have played. He may even have Backstab in his hand, but decided against playing it because he wants to get perhaps more value on it on a different minion. I don't know, or he's afraid of giving me a secret. Yeah, a friend of mine saying, am I rushing to Legend? I'm just responding here. I don't bother with Legend now. I got it last year. You can see that video on my YouTube channel. I believe it's the video that is highlighted on the front page of my channel. Yeah, I got Legend last year with Hunter on Wild Mode, and after that I really never felt the need to get it again. So usually my target is to hit rank 5 on either Wild or Standard. Some seasons I get to rank 3 or rank 2, but I don't tend to bother. Real life often gets in the way, and the grind from rank 5 to Legend is quite difficult. Yes, once again, taking his sweet time, but if he's playing the Miracle deck, you say, oh, there's a Backstab. If he's playing the Miracle deck, yeah, there are lots of choices to make. Miracle Rogue is a very difficult deck to play. Oh my god, he's going all in. Okay, I now see why he took his time. There was a lot of decision making there. A lot of decision making. So I get it, yeah, okay, had to think it through. He used a lot of resources there. I don't know how wise that was. Molten Reflection has served me very well with this deck in the past because I've comboed it with Flamewaker and, you know, on a later turn, and, you know, you just watch the fireworks then. It's crazy. I'm actually just going to Frostbolt that. I don't fancy taking 5 damage to the face, because one of the things that Miracle Rogue can do is burst you down very quickly when you least expect it, particularly if they run Leroy with Cold Bloods. I mean, that's always a possibility. So yeah, I'm just going to value my 30 health here. I think that's pretty important. But getting a copy of Preparation, though, is pretty insane. Again, it's a spell, it combos with Flamewaker, but it then cheapens the cost of another spell that I play. That was a beautiful counter-spell target. That is pretty good. What I was afraid of with Counterspell, though, was the coin going into his hand and he just plays the coin into the Counterspell. That was actually a concern. But no, he played the fan for me and he got me my value on that Counterspell. He's playing a bit quicker now, because maybe his cards in his hand are a little bit more straightforward. What I need to be deciding on now is when do I pull the trigger with Flamewaker, Preparation, Molten Reflection, Sorcerer's Apprentice. When do I pull the trigger with these spells and these Flamewakers? So I'm just deciding there to play the Apprentice because I've got another one in hand that I can play with the Flamewakers just to cheapen the spells a bit more. But then I may not need to play the Apprentice because I've got Preparation, which is, you know, similar effect, makes stuff cheaper, or one spell cheaper, whereas the Apprentice makes all of your spells in your hand cheaper. So we need to think about this a bit more, because this is one of my win conditions. There are 2 win conditions in the deck. Win condition number 1 is Flamewaker plus spells, win the game. Win condition number 2 is Antonidas, get 1,000,000 fireballs, win the game. So those are my 2 win conditions. That's interesting. He's playing it now with the coin. Oh, 2 coins, okay. So 2 cards drawn. Okay, 3 cards drawn. 4 cards drawn, I think, now. Seal, sure, okay. And now I'm feeling a bit scared, because there's 8 damage, actually 9 damage available to him with the hero power there, with the dagger, so, ooh, 9 damage. Do I feel concerned? I mean, what could come at me next turn? Could he add some cold bloods into the mix? So what is that, another 8 damage on top of what he's got? Okay. So, this play that I'm making here is designed... It looks crazy, and you're probably yelling at me now saying, misplay, misplay! Didn't play any spells with it. Yes, but the reason I'm doing this is because I've got another Flamewaker in hand, and I want to divert some damage from going to my face. That's the objective here. Okay, eviscerate, sure. But that's good, because that could have gone face. For 5. Yeah, that could have hit me in the face for 5. So, okay, the Flamewaker absorbed it. But we're in trouble now, because look at his board. It's nuts. So, it's time. We have to pull the trigger now. We have to pull the trigger. We have no choice. Because if we don't, we're just going to get overwhelmed. So, I could just Molten Reflection for 1, which is insane. I'm still thinking about this as I'm doing it. But I'm feeling desperate. But look at the fireworks. Look at the fireworks there. They're doing something. So, preparation gives me a cheap fireball. Okay, wanting to kill another minion. So, fireball the auctioneer. Come on. Kill one of those two. Yes. And now maybe we can kill Azadrake. Come on. Damn. Yes. Excellent. Right. Sorry. I was a bit all over the place there. This is actually very dramatic. Look at this damage. And just like that. 2 Flamewakers on the board. He's at 12. What's he going to do? Yeah, playing Flamewakers, one of the most exciting things that you can do in Hearthstone. For those of you that haven't experienced Wild Mode yet, because you're new to the game and you've just been playing Standard, I would advise you to play with Flamewakers, even if it's just in casual games. It's so much fun. It really is.
That's incredible.
A friend of mine made a Tempo Mage deck, AKO, a very good friend of mine. He's been featured on this channel in the past. He made a Tempo Mage deck. Now, AKO is a player that makes all of his own decks. He invents his own decks. He made a Malygos Tempo Mage deck. And he was winning games with it. He said it's insane because nobody expects Malygos in Tempo Mage. And if they can't deal with Malygos because of Malygos' insane health total, the spells, the cheap spells that you play in the deck, just win you the game. You know, like Arcane Missiles, for example. Now, we drew cards there, and we played the Emperor. So the value there was pretty significant. But the Rogue, hey, doing rogue things. Here, he's got a board back. Now, the best you can hope for from Barnes in a situation like this is Antonidas. That's not Antonidas, that's a worm. But, hey, it's going to grow. So, what's the best way of doing this? We can play everything. But if we play everything, we can't ping. Do we care? Do we care about pinging here? What does pinging do? What does it actually do? It doesn't do much. It kills a 1/1 pirate. I mean, nah. I'd rather have board presence. Having 2 shredders on board is pretty good. And shredder placement being quite important, always putting shredders in the middle, you know, to the best of your ability. because Shredders could die and Flame Tongue Totems could pop out, for instance.
So many options.
Or Direwolf Alpha. Direwolf Alpha could pop out.
I give up.
Oh well, we win. Yay, streaking into 13. So the streaks are real with this deck. Streaking from 15 to 13. Feels good. Okay, so, yep, this is this deck rolled out once again for this season. Now I'm going to put it back in the closet and I'll roll it out again next season. But as you saw, ladies and gentlemen, Flamewaker value was insane in these games. And Antonidas, well, if you want to see Antonidas in action, skip back a couple of weeks and watch him in action in that previous video. But in this video, it was all about the Flamewaker. And, you know, if you can get a discount on some of your spells, I mean, the ideal situation is to have the Emperor down, get a discount on your spells, and then go absolutely mental with your Flamewaker, or maybe even both Flamewakers. But do not be afraid to play the Flamewaker just as a 3-drop on turn 3 if you're going up against certain aggressive classes that push damage very quickly. What you'll find is, instead of pushing their damage face, they'll push all of their damage with their low attack, low health minions into the Flamewaker because they're so afraid of it. So the Flamewaker himself, he may as well have Taunt because he's such a well-respected and dangerous minion in the Hearthstone meta. So, thank you very much for joining me, everyone. I appreciate your support. If you like the video, please subscribe, and I'll see you all again very soon.